I'm Tom.
And we are VIMTV, Velocities in Music. We're going to do a request to end our set today. Man Man, Rabbit Habits from 2008. This was requested by both Ian and Anna, good friends of VIMTV. We're going to lay down some critique on this album, which is kind of crazy. If you've never heard of Man, I'll tell you why I heard of Man Man, a quick story. Tom and his brother Pat, who's been on our show a couple times, went and saw these guys down at Modest Mouse. They went and saw Modest Mouse, and these guys opened for Modest Mouse.
That was back in 2007, fall 2007.
And these guys came out, and they came back and were telling me about this crazy band called Man Man that opened for Modest Mouse. So I went and downloaded their new CD, and I loved it. I loved it back then, and so now coming back to it now and listening to it again has just been a blast. Tom, what do you think of Rabbit Habits?
I really like it. The way I would describe this sound is if Modest Mouse, if Isaac Brock decided to share frontman duties with Tom Waits, and they had to make a soundtrack for a carnival sideshow. That's what Man Man would be.
With Captain Beefheart producing.
Captain Beefheart passed away yesterday.
Oh my God, this is dedicated to Captain Beefheart.
Yeah, I just remembered that.
That's so sad.
Sad day.
Captain Beefheart's incredible.
Yeah, he is. You really need to listen to him. So sorry, that's a little depressing segue, but we'll get back to the album here. That's what it sounds like to me. But really, there's just lots of fun sounds, lots of variety. Everything just works well together. I mean, even the lyrics work with the mood of the instrumentation, which is all over the place. You get like crazy kazoos and random weird hodgepodge of things, which really fits with their live show. To tell you the truth, I mean, their live show was so incredible. Like, I don't even think any recording could match up to it.
Well, didn't you guys say that they, like, literally Modest Mouse didn't even live up to Man Man's live
I didn't
show?
think so.
That's
and I'm a huge Modest Mouse fan.
And Modest Mouse has a good live show from what I hear. I haven't seen them.
But these guys were just so nuts, and they were so captivating. And to tell you the truth, I don't feel like this album is quite as captivating. It's fun, but it doesn't just make me go, oh man. Like, you know, but still, like, just... And even the song titles, the Ballad of Butterbeans, Easy Eats or Dirty Dr. Galapagos, Harpoon Fever, Quig's Playhouse, like, it perfectly encapsulates the atmosphere and mood and just overall silliness and fun of this album. And
the lyrics, the lyrics are clever, and I enjoyed the lyrics. Like, for instance, one of my favorite lyrics on the album is when both Tom and I's track pick Top Drawer. The lyric is, people claim I'm possessed by the devil, but mama, I know I'm possessed by your daughter. That's awesome. And it's like that throughout the album. I would say my biggest criticism of it, and what's keeping this out of the 90s for me, and that, I mean, this is a very light criticism in the grand scheme of things, is that I can't really emotionally attach to it because the music is just so heady. I mean, you listen to it and you're listening to all the crazy instruments and all the different things they're doing. Fantastic songwriting, production, vocals are crazy. You know, there's all this stimuli going through your head that it's hard to emotionally attach yourself, and the lyrics aren't presented in a way to emotionally attach yourself to it, other than enjoying the mood and how fun the music is. That's something for me. Like, in order for an album to be in the 90s for me, I have to have some sort of emotional appeal to it, and this I just don't get that.
There definitely is kind of a disconnect between you and the band when you're listening to this, just because it's so nuts, it's so out there and just all over the place that you don't feel like you could possibly be a part of it.
Right.
And in a way, that's part of the appeal, but it's also kind of limiting in its appeal.
Right.
And how far it can go to actually get you wrapped up in it. I mean, it's fun to listen to, but for me, it's not something I would want to come to all the time. Only when I'm in a very specific, crazy mood, or like in a party or something.
You're quirky, kind of squirrely.
Yeah. then this would be perfect. But you know, I mean, I couldn't see this being late night. I couldn't see this being early morning. I couldn't, you know, it's just...
Unless that's the mood you're in at that time.
I mean, if that is for you, if this is what you listen to when you fall asleep, please tell us. But I don't see how anyone could do that. And obviously, I'm not speaking for everyone. I'm just speaking for Mr. Tom Hummer here. So that's just the way I feel about it.
General disclaimer I want to throw out there, though, like, we've listened to this a fair amount, you know, and had some exposure to Man Man in the past, and something that I think new listeners to Man Man, if you were to go out and you having never heard him before and then go out and download Rabbit Habits and put it on, be prepared, because it's going to be kind of jarring at first. I think this is pretty inaccessible
Yeah.
inaccessible music it's nothing like you've ever heard before, unless you're really into like Captain Beefheart, Tom Waits, Gogol, Bordello, stuff like that. And then I think you would like it more. But if you're not used to this, it's going to take a few listens to really get it. I mean, it literally, after revisiting this, it still took me 3 or 4 listens to really feel like I understood what they were doing, which is a good thing, I think, because I mean, I love when I have to put my brain into an album. But some people don't like that. Some people, like their music, fed to them. I like to figure it out myself, I guess. But I really enjoyed this album. Other than that, I mean, I think that it's really fun. It flows well. It's a great straight through listen. They do show a great amount of variety here. They're able to do some softer tracks and some more crazy tracks like Top Drawer or Hurly Burly or Big Trouble. But the Ballad of Butterbeans, they use a lot of cloves. Cloves, is that how you say it?
Claves.
Claves, thank you. And
trumpet.
and just a good variety of instruments too, and the instrumentation's of high quality too. I think that's a really strong selling point of this album. To me, this is an 82.
Also 82.
Very consistent here. I guess that's what happens when we disagreed so badly on Robin.
Yeah.
But tell us what you guys think. If you've heard of Man, give us a line about what you thought about Rabbit Habits, because it's been out for a couple years, and these guys are crazy. If you've seen them live, tell us about your live experience too. www.velocitiesandmusic.com or youtube.com/velocitiesandmusic. I'm Jake.
I'm Tom.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We are VIMTV, moving music critique forward.